The passionate Southern California race fans have flocked to San Bernardino to watch America's best motocross riders. Moto 2 is moments away.
Kawasaki's Eli Tomac and Husqvarna's Zach Osborne drew first blood in the battle for the title in American motocross.
Zach Osborne goes 1-1 at Hangtown. Eli Tomac wins the first moto of the year at Hangtown.
A chance at redemption is on the line as the contenders look to mount a challenge on the dawning hills of Glen Helen. Moto 2 is moments away.
This is the Mecca of motocross, Southern California. Round 2 of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing, the FMF. Glen Helen National in San Bernardino. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Glen Helen. Jason Wygant, joined by multi-time Glen Helen National winner and multi-time world and national champion Grant Langston. Georgia Lindsay will be patrolling the pits and podium all day long. We are ready for our second set of motos today. We had some great racing earlier. We'll hear our top stories coming into this after the opener at Hangtown in Northern California last week. We knew who the favorites would be today. It starts with Eli Tomac, the number 3, sweeping both motos 1 week ago in the 450 division. And in the 250 class, the man in the center of the screen, Zach Osborne of the Husqvarna, sweeps both races in the 250 class. Some other riders did not have what they wanted. Jason Anderson, a favorite in the 450 class, got hit in the eye with a rock. Luckily, he was able to return to racing later in the day. Adam Cianciarulo was the fastest qualifier in qualifying today in the 250 division, but a lot of stacked teammates over there that are going to do battle with him, including Austin Faulkner, Joey Savacci, Justin Hill, and Dylan Ferrandis, Frenchman who was injured last week. He's back this week. Mitchell Harrison, a young rider. These are all the riders in the Yamaloop Star Racing Yamaha team. They will be battling each other as well as this track and the competition today. We'll explain it all with our 4-1-1. 2 classes race every weekend. First, you're going to see the 250cc bikes, and the next hour we'll have 450s. Each class already raced the first moto. We'll race the second motos now. We'll average the scores to determine overall winners for the weekends. Let's continue the focus on the 250 class and show you the first moto from a little over an hour ago here from Glen Helen. Off the start, you want to watch the red fender, number 6, Jeremy Martin, gets the whole shot on one of the fastest start stretches in all of motocross. And Jeremy, a 2-time series champ, is up front.
Yeah, great start for him. It's not been a great start to the season. He needed this one, and you see there, that Ferrandis went down as well as McElrath got caught in the back of him. So Ferrandis, same thing, not a great start to the season. And then Faulkner, you see the rear wheel lock up, mechanical. The bike seizes, DNF. He had a mechanical last week, so not a great start. This is tough.
We mentioned the teammate battles. Here is one of them right here. Colt Nichols on the outside, the blue Yamaloop Star Racing Yamaha. His teammate, Aaron Plessinger, able to get by him, and that would put Plessinger up to 3rd. Then Zach Osborne tries to catch Plessinger. Watch this. Almost off the track at high speed. That could have been so bad. He was lucky to keep it on the track, but last week's race winner, Osborne, settles for 4th. Jeremy Martin, once he had the lead early, was never headed. So here are your first moto results. We'll be racing Moto 2 here in just a few moments. Joey Savacci, a nice rebound. A tough race last week, 7th, 2nd today, earlier. So we'll see if Jeremy Martin on the number 6 can win again and deliver an overall win. But a whole bunch of riders going to try to stop him. We mentioned teammate battles, very critical in the 250 class. Depth and having a lot of talent is very important in any sport. Motocross no different. So the team's put in a lot of effort to scout the amateur ranks for the next pro stars. The Red Bull KTM team, they think they have just that guy with 17-year-old Sean Cantrell.
Each and every year was special, but this is a whole new ball game. You got guys a lot older than me. I mean, they're in their 20s, and I'm 17, so it's weird. I haven't raced many of these guys actually, but I've always looked up to them. I'm coming into these this outdoor rounds just feeling good. I got the bike down and just looking forward to each and every week. Like I said, I just want to go out there, do my own thing, and have 2 solid motos every week, and we'll be happy. That's all I want to do. Not trying to put too much pressure on where I place and everything. Just trying to do what I know how to do.
And for Cantrell, we just said the more laps and the more time he can spend racing around these guys, basically pushing his own limit. Even if he had a tip over a fall, just riding at this pace and being around these kind of guys, it's such a mental confidence booster.
The advantage of, you know, grabbing these kids when they're young and working with the team is so that when they come to the pros and they're ready, they're ready to go in and fight right away. They're comfortable and comfortable with the surroundings is really what's, I think, beneficial for the program.
It's cool to finally be out here and just racing with them, just being on the same track as all the guys. It's unreal to think about, but it's just another dirt bike race.
And Cantrell was 10th in our first moto earlier today, so good job by the Troy Lee Red Bull KTM rider. Speaking of KTM, here are our keys to the moto.
Well, first thing you want to do if you have had a bad start to the season, you need a rebound race. And if you are Ferrandis or Faulkner, that applies to you more than anyone right now, I think. And then dangerous downhills. The downhills here have big braking bumps. It's caused a lot of problems for riders. Easy to go down, especially when you're trying to push. And then the most important thing, seize the momentum. Osborne had it or has it at the moment. Who can kind of wrestle it away from him? Jeremy Martin, he had a rebound race in Moto 1, especially after last week. Can he maybe wrestle some momentum away?
Let's send it down to Georgia Lindsay for a report from the racetrack.
Yes, as you guys saw in the replays there, it wasn't the great start for half of the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki team. Austin Faulkner and Justin Hill ended up with a DNF in those motos. I went and checked with the team manager, Mitch Payton. He said they don't exactly know what happened. The rear wheel did seize up, but both riders are completely fine. Austin was actually in pretty good spirits considering, but when they tear the bike down, that's when they'll find out exactly what the issue was.
Wow, so 2 of the 4 Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki riders did not finish that moto due to bike problems. Yeah, absolutely.
Here's our MX versus ATV track map. Drop the gate, up the hill. Glen Helen, get your weight back into Talladega, but it's not a 180, it's a 90 now. Hopefully get that motorsport.com hull shot. They got a chicane going up there. Then you drop down the first of the big hills. Big braking bumps underneath the Lucas Oil Arch. Then back up Mount St. Helen. Little change this year, they turn in front of the flag so you don't actually crest the hill. Drop back down, the biggest of braking bumps, and the hardest turn arguably is the bottom of Mount St. Helen, off camber, big bold turn, then back into the canyon, over the Lucas Oil step up. The dirt here changes, more rocky and square edge, then you come back down into the almost the infield, a little more loamy sand, one more little elevation, make a right. Then this section here is getting pretty tricky. Couple little rollers and then set up for this big triple step up, the Red Bull Arch. Then this sort of double 90 right, making a 180, then drop back down. Then this tight chicane, left, right, through a rutted straightaway, up to the tunnel jump where you have to get on the brakes really hard right here. Get the wheels on the ground, then drive up to the finish line. Triple the way to go through this section. Make a right-hander. Well, this next section, get your weight back, pick a line, and just try to get over those rollers as best you can. Right-hander. Then here, complete sands rollers. They've changed this fly section here. Another complete set of rollers. One right-hander back onto the start straight, and that's a lap here at Glen Helen.
See Jeremy Martin there on the number 6. That was your first moto winner a little over an hour ago. And he did it by getting the start. Led every single lap, so we'll see if he can do that again. Aaron Plessinger to his right, the number 23. Certainly a tough customer, and he finished up in the top 3, third place in that first moto. You see the starting grid at the top. This is the Fly Racing 30-second card. When Nicole turns that sideways, then it means the riders are going to be focused on nothing but the metal starting gate in front of them. And when that thing drops, we will be racing for 30 minutes and 2 laps here in Southern California.
See a couple of riders didn't even make it to the start gate for the second race. We don't normally see that many gates open on the outside, but if there's one place, it's Glen Helen that'll bring out, you know, that sort of situation. Car is sideways.
Revs are up, and the gate is down at Glen Helen.
It's going to be a great drag race. Another good start from Martin on the Honda. Wow, 2 for 2. Jeremy Martin. Talk about a rebound race. This is the best way you can do it. 2 hole shots, a moto win. Can he keep it going?
Yeah, but a great setup with Zach Osborne, your series points leader, right behind him. So that's going to be interesting to watch. Oh,
and I saw a couple of top riders being caught up there. I saw a Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider Looked like another one of the KTM riders. So that chicane there really causing trouble on the opening lap for these riders.
Yeah, a lot of people predicted that. Osborne in second. They knew they had to get through that chicane off the start, or you were in for a long day. And Ferrandis, first good start for him in third of the 108. Let's see what the Frenchman can do. Cianciarulo fourth. Bad start for him in the first race. He finished seventh. Wait a minute. Jeremy Martin. Oh, no, is into the banners. Our leader is about to be in last place. Oh, the humanity. Oh, man.
You know what's crazy was the years that he won the titles, it just seemed like everyone else made these mistakes. Yeah. And between the mechanical and then, well, I'd love to see what happened again. I missed that. I don't know if it was on camera, but I just saw a Honda off the side of the track, and that's usually rare on the opening lap when you see a bike off when the leaders are coming through. So look at this. From hero to zero in a matter of 1.2 seconds there, Jeremy Martin.
Wow, first to last. And now let's see if he can go last. I don't know if he can go all the way to first, but he's going to have to salvage some points. It is all sorts of shaken up, and somehow the third place rider, Dylan Ferrandis, is now in the lead.
He's looking for the rebound race. He's looking for it. Martin got in the first moto, and I cannot believe just what happened there in the opening lap. Crazy stuff. But if you're Zach Osborne, much better start to the screen. We got a replay of what happened. So top right of your corner, Martin's already gone. As you see, cross rudder, did you see? With that added water, you see, the rear broke out of that rut, and then when it came back, it actually just slid out. You can see the shiny part. That's where they have to throw down some water between motors, otherwise the dust gets, you know, way too bad for not only the fans, but the riders themselves. So, Martin. Wow. Oh, man. So, okay, Martin has come around the first lap. He's not even in the top 30. 41 riders are on the gate in this one, so a long way to go for him. Osborne second. Cianciarulo on the 36 is third. What can Dylan Ferrandis do? This is the guy with a lot of hype coming into this season. Very, very fast over in Europe, and everyone knew he'd be fast here, but he crashed out of a race last weekend, so definitely sore and beat up. Does Ferrandis have the endurance to get all the way to the end and win this one? And we are waiting for Jeremy Martin on the number 6. Might have to keep waiting. Wait till all the riders go by. Was that
what a difference a lap makes.
Oh, yeah, wow, he's already gained a lot of ground.
Yeah, that's not that bad. He's working on the 321 of Leonette, and this would be for 29th place.
So not even in the points paying position, but still obviously plenty of time to go.
Hey, for being last place 1 lap ago, 29th, it's not that bad. That's 12 more positions than he had. Oh, this is incredible. This is Southern California traffic right now on a motocross track.
Yeah, he's pretty much heading down the 91 freeway at the moment. No matter where he goes, there's someone in his lane, but he's making it work, slice and dice between them. And you have to. In these early stages, you cannot be stuck behind someone.
Jimmy Dakota's off the track in the banners.
Another Honda rider.
Yeah, that's Martin's teammate, almost down in the same area.
Yeah, that section, not very favorable for the Honda riders. But this will be fun to watch, Jeremy Martin's progress. For him, it's not going to be as enjoyable as it is for us on the outside. He's getting hit with rocks, roost, trying to get a rhythm, but the whole time it's like you have, at this point, you have to go where the guy in front of you isn't. It's pretty simple. If you usually use the inside and someone's there, you got to go to the outside. You got to be creative, and you also cannot get boggled down. Little mistake there from Martin. Now he's got a little clear track. He'll find, gather his thoughts back as we see across the top of the screen. Ferrandis leads, the Frenchman out front. Osborne in second, Cianciarulo. So probably the guys we thought would be up here in the second moto up there. And another great ride for Taft sitting in fourth. There he is on screen.
Yeah, first full pro season for him.
Oh, look
Missed
at this.
last week's race with injury. Oh, we got a battle. Moseman, another rookie, 342, battling it out with Plessinger on the 23. Plessinger gets by. So Plessinger, this is going to mix up the battle for the overall win as well, with our first moto winner, Martin, way back. Who can get the overall when we average the 2 motos? Could it be Plessinger here on 23, who was third in the first moto? And one rider we do not see is second place in Moto 1, Joey Savacci. Where is he? 13th place. So it is all sorts of mixed up. But good job by the 74 of Brad Taft. Rider was an amateur just a year ago at this time. and then had a big crash early this season and was not even able to make it back for our first round a week ago. So this is his first run of the season in motocross. And great start in Moto 1. Great start here in Moto 2. Learning the pace up front.
How about Mosman on the outside? Look at him. He wants to be a part of this battle. The youngster just...
Second professional race for Mosman.
Yeah, I was going to say. As green as they get, even though he's on a blue bike. Fresh as can be.
Plessinger made the move there, and now Mosman's going to get Taft.
Taft just got the twofer right there, 2 for 1, but he was the one that lost out.
And then behind them is Forkner. You just see Forkner coming in on the green bike, Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki. So Forkner trying to make this a rebound race after the mechanical problems in the first moto.
And I would expect Faulkner to move forward. See that little body English over that hip jump, leaning into it. You got to imagine he's fresh, maybe doesn't have as many laps, but you also got to imagine he's probably a little more, I don't know, riding with a little more anger than most guys. And I feel like with that, brings a little more pace out of you, a little more adrenaline. Look at that, scrub everything a little harder. He's going to punish this track and that motorcycle.
Well, I'll tell you who else probably angry. Jeremy Martin, who was down on the first lap of this one. In the first moto, he had the early lead, and we're going to show you what that looked like. From Moto 1, our Garmin course preview, we're on board with Jeremy Martin. And with the 360 camera, you're going to see what it's like to have riders behind you.
Oh, this is beautiful. Nobody in front of you. That's exactly what everyone wants to see. Look at that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 39 riders behind you going up the big hill, heading towards the top of Mount St. Helen, even though this isn't that hill, but you square down. This used to be the old showy hill back in the day. But now up Mount St. Helen. Look at that. I tell you from personal experience, Jason, there's nothing more beautiful as a racer than having nothing in front of you except the crowd cheering you on.
And a quick 200-foot drop there from Martin. That was Moto 1 where he led. Moto 2 in this section, he was down on the ground and trying to make a comeback now. Pole sitter Kimi Räikkönen, a huge motocross fan, actually owns and operates a team in the Grand Prix circuit in Europe. That's part of the track. That's mind-blowing.
Slowest turn in racing, in Formula 1 racing. The bus went the wrong way, but that track, speak about starting position, crucial. We said here, good start helps. At Monaco, it's almost imperative. But good start for Ferrandis, and he's holding on to it. Not been a good start to the outdoor season from someone that came from the World Championship rounds. He's won rounds over there, not actually a world champion, but had the potential if he stayed there, in my opinion. Now he's come to America because he wanted to try his hand at being the best. And 3 motos into it, he's shown pace. People have talked about him, but the points and the results haven't showed it. Now all of a sudden, he's putting it together with a good start.
Well, look at this very section right here. A lap ago, he had trouble. We can show it to you. He almost threw this thing away. He mentioned putting it together, combining the speed with the results. He made a mistake.
Yeah, watch this. Just watch the inside seat. He doesn't have the foot out, and then he dabs, and almost tucks the front. That's why we tell, you know, young kids out there when you're watching, that's why you get that leg up and high. And then here, that's the tail end of what happened to Plessinger. Didn't see the beginning, but you can see the limping. You can see the dirt on the shoulder and the back of the helmet. So he must have, something interesting must have happened there.
Plessinger,
that whole story,
did get back up and going despite obviously looking to be in some pain. He is in 20th place. I can't even keep up with all the changes out here. Jeremy Martin, who led this thing early and crashed, has climbed up to 16th. Plessinger has crashed from 3rd back to 20th. Ferrandis, who struggled in the first moto and didn't score any points a week ago after a crash of his own, is now leading. Zach Osborne 2nd. You saw the 36 CNC Rulo come through in 3rd. This is the battle for 4th right now. Colt Nichols on the 39. And Mosman, a rookie, only 8 days into his professional racing career on the Rockstar Husky, and he is pushing Nichols hard.
Yeah, heard about this kid coming up. And then, you know, you always hear a certain amount of hype about certain kids moving up, and I would say Mosman definitely deserves that that hype that was given to him. I didn't know a whole lot about him until he turned pro, and now I'm watching him and going, he doesn't look like a rookie. When he rides sometimes, he looks like he's been doing this for several years. So you've got to hope this kid can stay injury-free, or, you know, mostly injury-free. I think he's got a bright future. And then, speaking about the future, right behind him, Austin Faulkner, someone that really needs a rebound race. 2 mechanicals in 2 motos out of the 3 so far. to start the season, that will do your championship hopes no help whatsoever. But as we keep saying, in this class, it's not over till it's over. I could see someone sitting out the first 2 rounds and still winning the championship the way, if you can just be consistent, put in the top 10 every moto. I think the guy that can get a top 10 every moto from here on out will be your champion.
Well, the guy doing it best right now is Zach Osborne in second. Let's check in with the 6 of Jeremy Martin, who is 15th and working on Justin Hill. That was the very section right there where Martin crashed out of the lead early. This is an amazing comeback, and he might get himself up into the overall podium today when we average out the 2 motos, despite being last place at one point in this race. Can he get Hill? And no, Hill's able to shut the door. Now, Hill had his problems in the first moto. The bike didn't get to the finish either for a team as well prepped and well credentialed as Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki to have both Hill and Forster not finish the moto. The Hindenburg, you got this big thing with all this momentum. This team is coming in. They've got 4 great riders that can win the title, and they all have had their problems at some point this year. I cannot remember a season starting this up and down for so many riders and teams as we've had in 2017 in this class.
And I think a lot of that is just the effects of racing these days. Everyone's trying to find that little edge. They're pushing the envelope further and more than ever, whether it's training, the engines, the suspension, the electronics on these bikes that become more sophisticated. I mean, these 250cc machines are producing power to weight ratio. They're producing huge horsepower, and it's just something that we've not, been used to in the past. Everyone talked about 125 2-stroke days, that the bikes were like riding a washing machine. But you can see this battle continues to rage on.
Well, they're trying to get by Taft on the 74, Hill. And he's got to try to hold off the Geico Honda of Jeremy Martin. Speaking of Geico, we're 15 minutes into the moto, 15 minutes to go. And in 15 minutes, you can save 15% or more on your insurance. Just call Geico. Well, Hill tried to use Taft as an insurance policy, tried to shove him between he and Martin. Martin quickly got around Taft. Now we're going past the mechanics area, and Martin is relentless in the attack on Hill. This is for 14th place.
Man, when you watch it, it's hard to believe that they're battling for 14th, because when you watch it, it looks like a battle for the lead.
Sure.
But look at this. Martin tries everything. Hill may have left the door open. He's going to try and slam it here, but he realizes Martin's there. Can Martin hold that momentum? And for Justin Hill, losing a spot there. Not been the best of starts for Justin Hill to this outdoor motocross season. Your 250 West champion. Obviously, I think Supercross has been sort of his stronger point. But when it comes to outdoors, still expect more from Justin Hill, and I think he's going to find that groove here in the near future.
Yeah, just hard to compete with this charge that Jeremy Martin is putting in today. Dylan Ferrandis continues to lead. Osborne, Sean Ciarillo, Nichols, Forkner, your top 5, but we're watching the 2-time champ trying to make his way forward. This is what the 250 class of Lucas Oil Pro Motocross is known for. It's a small bike and some young riders. The racing, very intense, very unpredictable. Things have changed a lot today. By the way, you can watch every moto with the NBC Sports Gold app. Sign up and subscribe right now, and you can watch every moto all season long, and also a practice show every Saturday morning. We're watching Joey Savacci right now in 7th. He finished 2nd in our first moto earlier today, but because everyone else has been so inconsistent, a 2nd and a 7th might be enough to put Savacci on the overall podium for the day.
It is right now. He's sitting in 3rd overall. If they were to end the way it is on 36 points, Ferrandis would be 2nd overall with 37 points, and Osborne with a 4th and 2nd would have 40 points and be your overall winner. But plenty of time for things to change. If you look at the potential podium, look, there is now 4 points between 5 riders. So
well, here's the guy to watch. The number 6 of Jeremy Martin has caught up to this entire group right in front of him. They're all close. He is in 13th here. Got a lap rider he's got to get by. Then he's got McElrath 12th, Cantrell 11th, McAdoo 10th, Mosman 9th, Harrison, Savacci 7th, even his brother Alex Martin 6th. He's not that far behind his 6th place rider. He could potentially make 7 or 8 passes before this one is over, but he's going to probably lose some sleep this week thinking about how he started this race. He had the lead. We'll show it to you with our motorsport.com whole shot replay. Jeremy Martin started up front, then he crashed right after it, and that's why he's had to mount this comeback. But it looked good early.
If you look center left there, you see the red bike, the number 6 all the way off the back. Great start, no contest there. Clear hole shot, clears the line. See behind him, Zach Osborne. That's the start he wanted. And look, 4 abreast behind. Yeah. And that's what happens. This section goes, you can go 4 wide until right about here. Then it's maybe 2 or 3 at max wide. And as you can tell, carnage ensued.
Okay, so now Martin has caught a pair of Troy Lee Designs Red Bull KTM riders battling right in front of him. The 129 is Cantrell. And McElrath is in 38. Ooh, McElrath takes a bad hop into that corner. So while they're battling each other, here comes Martin. And McElrath able to complete the pass on his young teammate Cantrell. That is 11th, 12th, and 13th that you're watching right now. Martin was 40th at one point in this race, now 13th.
This is where it gets tricky for Martin, because with these two battling, they're going, one's usually going inside, the other one to the outside. So for Martin, it's like, where do I go now? I've got to try and just find any sort of clean line or the best of the available lines. So that makes it tough, especially through these sections, like these switchbacks or the chicane. It's pretty much inside, you know, inside on the left, inside on the right, and then it fans out. But it makes it tough to pass. Now here, if everyone's going triple, what else do you do unless someone makes a mistake? So Martin now looking, I'll go back to the inside.
Martin putting some serious heat on Cantrell, who's in his second pro race. He and Mosman are the rookie class this year. Martin down to the inside.
He tried to push it in there. He's got the inside line, squares it up. I think with him having the bike there, threw Cantrell off. He took a sort of medium or media line in the middle there. Now he's going to go, well, after McElrath, and that will put him in now where they're at 12, 13. Yeah. So still outside the top 10. But as we always say, yes, it might be early in the season, but every point counts. And if I was the mechanic, you can't radio and tell Jeremy, keep digging. There's a bunch of riders in front of you, which means a lot of points. The mechanic can only just keep waving the towel and trying to give him the best signal, which might be his lap time, his position, or who's ahead, or what's happening. They always have their little secret codes, so the mechanic and riders work well together. But a lot of points up for grabs for the number 6.
You saw the graphic on the screen. The teammate battles have been something to watch all season long in this 250 class. Right now, Martin's trying to single-handedly go through most of the Troy Lee Red Bull KTM riders. He's gotten around Cantrell. Now he's dealing with McElrath. It's a lap rider in front of McElrath on the green bike. Then in front of McElrath would be Mosman. One thing you know about Jeremy Martin is the fitness, the endurance, and this sport is as tough as it comes when it comes to the endurance part of the game. But that part is especially where Martin excels. So late in these races, if he can get some riders lined up in front of him, he can make some moves. He's got them lined up now. Let's see if he can pull the passes off. And that's another Geico Honda rider down. I would think that was McAdoo.
And you saw the bike cartwheeling. It only ended at the end there. Who?
That is McAdoo, who was just ahead in 9th. He was 2 positions further ahead from the battle we were watching. The 128, and he is hurt.
That hip jump, is fun. But you saw how big the ruts were, and the guys getting kicked from the tunnel. Look where his bike is.
Wow,
it's almost a football field length away. Yeah. Like no jokes. That's 75, 80 yards.
This has been a
wild one.
Yeah, wild one. Just pure carnage. There it is.
Kick.
Oh, and body slam by his motorcycle. And luckily able to get off the track and everyone able to get around him. Back here at the Glen Helen National, Dylan Ferrandis, the Frenchman, trying to win his first ever moto in the United States. He should finish 2nd overall today when we average our scores. But Jeremy Martin, I believe, on the 6th, has climbed up to 3rd overall for the day. He won the first moto, and he needed to make one more pass to salvage 3rd when we combine all our scores. And he just made it here on Shane McElrath.
Oh, this just absolutely just hammered the inside through the deepest part of the track late in the race. Like you said, mistakes there, but it's because he's having to take the nastiest, deepest lines. You see, he looks over at the mechanic. He wants to know, where am I? All right, I'm up to 9th. I got more in me. There's more time. These are the times of motos where, knowing his physical condition and the fact that it's not that hot, he can see, when he comes down the hill, he can see all the other competitors in front of him going up the hill. So he's probably wishing this was a 35-minute plus 2-lap moto. Give him a little extra time.
Hey, this put him on the podium overall, but just ahead, Savatgy has caught his teammate Forkner. If Savatgy could pass Forkner, Savatgy could go back to 3rd overall for the day. That is how mixed up this class has been. Inconsistency all around. And then when you have the 2-moto format, which is tradition in motocross, here it is. Look, Savatgy has caught Forkner. If Savatgy can make this pass, he would go back ahead of Martin for 3rd overall on the day. So Forkner probably a little bit frustrated. He was super aggressive early in this one. But Savatgy has been strong late in the race. Whoa, that was a little too close for comfort.
Man, these guys are just going for it. Look at that. Around the outside, Savatgy's got to take the high road. He's got a better angle coming into these rollers, but Forkner keeps the inside.
This is for 6th and 7th. Alex Martin is ahead of them in 5th. Nichols 4th. Cianciarulo has been 3rd for the majority of this race. Osborne has been 2nd for most of it. And Ferrandis, he's gone. A 22nd lead for the Frenchman.
Wow. That is impressive.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, championship-wise, he's in a tough spot because he didn't score any points last week. But a moto win in that form is going to feel good no matter what it means for the championship. That's a heck of a ride.
Yeah, that's exactly what he needed. I think the big picture, too, is just for the next 10 rounds for him to go, hey, I got what it takes. You know, it might have been only that one moto, but I know I can do it. Now I've just got to figure out how to do it over, you know, more regularly.
And Savatgy off the track. Is there a bike problem?
No.
Unbelievable.
You got to be kidding me. That's
what is going
one.
on? Yes, 3 mechanical problems for this Pro Circuit team.
If I can just, you know, everyone's probably scratching their heads trying to figure it out. If I can maybe jump to conclusions. You know what sometimes happens with these teams? They rely on sponsors and suppliers, whether it's a piston, a head, a valve, and maybe someone has changed something without notifying the team. They've been supplied something different. I've seen it happen. I've ridden for Mitch Payton. These bikes produce massive horsepower, but I've never seen unreliability like this before out of that team. Something, there's got to be, I guarantee you we'll find out later on, there's a reason behind this. Now Martin, the beneficiary is now in 2nd overall. One more pass.
He would be tied for the overall lead if he can make one more pass. If he can make 2, Jeremy Martin would win the overall today, and there's 2 laps to go. He would have to try to get Forkner and his brother Alex Martin. He's got about 5 seconds or so to try to make up to get to Forkner. It's going to be awfully tough, but you know he's not going to give up.
Oh, no. If there's someone that can make up 5 seconds in 2 laps, it's this guy right here. Look at him. He is a man on a mission at the moment. He is hanging it out. Look at that. Finding new lines. Look at this. Carrying that speed. He is on rails right now.
Here, look at the top of your screen. That's your event points. That's our combination of the scores from both races. Osborne will score 40 on the day. Jeremy Martin is 1 point behind. So if he makes up 1 pass, they'd be tied. Tiebreaker, better 2nd moto finish. That would go to Osborne. So Jeremy Martin has got to make 2 passes to salvage an improbable overall win from last place in this moto. Most of the credit goes to him for putting in an incredible charge. There has been some help with the phenomenal bad luck for all these other riders. Ferrandis had a tough first moto, so even though he's going to win this one, he's out of it for the overall. And that Oscar Pro Circuit Kawasaki team, unbelievable. If you're, I don't know if Forkner knows what happened to Savatgy, but everyone should be worried in that team now.
Well, no one needs to say anything to him. He already knows firsthand.
Yep, and Cianciarulo, by the way, is in 3rd. He's been able to avoid problems on that bike so far. Look at this. Martin is catching Forkner. Now, he needs to make 2 passes. Not just Forkner. He'd have to catch one other rider, and you know who the next rider he'd have to catch would be?
His brother.
His brother, Alex, who's run a quiet but effective race in 5th.
He's too far ahead for that, in my opinion. It would have to take something drastic. But this battle right here, I don't think has been settled because Martin looks like he wants this. And like you said, if he gets it, it puts him in a tie for the overall. But Osborne, he would go 2 for 2 out of 2. What a way to start the season. Oh, I love the line selection. Back and forth, inside, outside, square it up. Wherever he goes, I'm not going. Certain parts of the track, like here, if the inside's quicker, you have to funnel in. and then figure out somewhere else where maybe it's your strong zone or a different place to pass. But wow, what hectic racing late here in the day, especially in the 250 class.
Well, remember last week, these two were, and Faulkner got a big kick to the back end and almost went over the bars. Martin's going to try to take advantage. Both of them use the inside. Faulkner fights back and fights him off.
Yeah, I think Faulkner from that kick just wasn't quite able to slow down enough to hit that inside right. I thought he left the door open for Martin, but Martin was just not quite able to make it happen. Look, he squares it up. Wow, it's amazing how much of the track these guys are using.
Oh, yeah, they're trying to find the edges, trying to find some lines on this track that aren't beat up.
Yeah, good luck on that one.
Yeah, it didn't work out for either. Let's see if, as they push each other, they can draw a little bit closer to Alex Martin. No, not really. They've only made up about 1 second on the rider that'd be ahead of them. Oh, those holes, those braking bumps, they're like roots going into that corner, and Martin jumped right into them.
White flag is out for the leader, Ferrandis. Osborne in second. Cincerella holds third. Nichols in fourth. Martin then the battle on screen. This is for sixth. Faulkner sixth. Martin seventh. It's points. It's pride. It's a lot of things. We talked about rebound races. Both these guys wanted one of these. Neither one of them happy after round one in Hangtown, Sacramento last weekend. Two guys that believe they can win a championship. Well, you know, the number 6 done it twice. But Faulkner, 24, he's, we could basically say, been tipped to be the next future star, multi-champ. So, two riders at the moment, different stages of their lives. One trying to reprove himself, one trying to prove himself overall. But this is fun to watch. Good job, lappers, keeping out of the way. Let these guys battle on the last lap.
And these guys battled like this on the last lap 1 week ago at Hangtown for second in the moto. And you got to give credit to Faulkner. What a fighter. I mean, Martin caught him quickly, but Faulkner has done everything he can to that 24 to hold him off. Hey, you just saw Plessinger going through after the big crash, and he has climbed back up to 14th to try to salvage some points.
Wow.
So good job by him. The way this championship appears to be going from these first 4 motos.
Those are huge points for him.
The difference between Plessinger not finishing this one and getting 14th, that would be 7 points that he scores in the championship. That could be big at the end of the year. Martin on the 6, still digging and trying to get Faulkner on the 24.
Little mistake from Martin exiting the corner. And nothing worse than making a mistake at the base of only 2 big hills here. So it cost him a few bike lengths, but now Faulkner doesn't know where to go. This lap traffic, one went outside, one went inside. That allowed Martin to get right back to the rear fender.
All right, it's going to be a shootout down the stretch with them. Meanwhile, no challengers at all for the Frenchman, Dylan Ferrandis, who wasn't even sure he'd be able to race today due to injury. He comes all the way back and wins his first ever moto in the United States, and it only took 4 starts to get it done. He's probably going to regret, man, I'm sure he's already bummed crashing out last week, but you would count him as a title contender if he hadn't scored a 0 there at Hangtown. He's probably even more bummed about that.
Look at
Meanwhile,
this.
Martin is still trying to bring anything he can to get Faulkner.
Oh, look at their lines. Back and forth, left to right. Faulkner looks over the shoulder. Here he comes on the outside. Martin, now he's going to square it up. These lines funnel in. Lapper on the outside, so what does it do to them? Makes them have to follow line.
Martin's going to shove it in here. It's the last turn. He tries to go inside. Sand was too deep.
He tried.
Yeah, that line didn't work. He did everything he could, but there was simply no running room, and here we go down to the finish. Faulkner's going to hold him off in an incredible run. That was 6th place. That's how good the racing was today. Osborne, CMC Rulo, 2nd and 3rd. Zach Osborne's going to take the overall win for the 2nd straight week. Back here at Glen Helen, really hard to figure out the math today with our 2 motos, but we know this. Zach Osborne's your overall winner. Georgia?
Yes, Zach Osborne taking the 2nd overall win. It seems to me, watching you ride, your fitness is at its peak level. What have you been doing training-wise that's really got you to this point?
I've been riding a lot with Jason, Ryan, and Marvin, and I have to get up to my trainer, Alden Baker. He's kept me in top shape this summer. I woke up feeling a little under the weather this morning, had a sore throat and just kind of some allergies, and wasn't sure how I was going to be today. And I wanted to make a little charge there on Dylan, but he was going fast, and I have to give it up to him. He rode well. I have to give it up to my whole Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Racing team. The good Lord Jesus Christ for keeping me safe. My mechanic Dave, my factory mechanic Keith, all the guys back at the Baker's factory that keep us going.
Matt and Dan and Mike and Joel. It's a great feeling to be up here right now, and we're going to just try to continue to ride this wave east.
Congratulations. Well done, Zach Osborne. Another 1-1.
All right, so Zach Osborne's on top in the class. He has been the only rider with any semblance of consistency throughout 2017. We'll talk to some of the other contenders when we return.
Welcome back to Glen Helen, and we are here with our Moto2 winner, who also takes 3rd overall in the day, Dylan Ferrandis. I know that this is the Dylan Ferrandis that you've been wanting to show everybody. A great lead in that moto. You held on to it. How are you feeling after all of that? The first race win in America.
I feel really good for sure. I had a lot of pressure on my shoulder, only from my side, I don't know why. I was expecting a lot for the outdoor for Hangtown and for today, and I don't know, I make big mistake in Hangtown. Also in first moto, I make many mistakes. I was feeling good, but I was losing my confidence, you know, my confidence on myself, on the bike. Hopefully I have a perfect team behind me. They make a crazy good job the last couple of weeks, and also this week we make many testing which are different things, and they always find the better solution. So I think my bike was the best so far this year in this second moto. So I just show my speed, my skill, what I have inside me. I mean, I came here for win for sure. So that's what I want to do, and that's why I will try to do. So this win is a big win for my team and for all the guys behind me. For sure, my girlfriend, my mechanic, who make so many hours on the bike for me. So thanks very much, everybody.
Huge congratulations with that awesome second moto win there for Dylan Ferrandis.
And a 9th place finish for him in the first moto. He does end up 3rd overall for the day with the 9-1 scores. Jeremy Martin, as we look at our Lucas Oil race recap, had the whole shot in this race. He did that in the first race earlier today and won. A little bit different result this time. Look at the top right of your screen. He crashes on a slick spot of the track and would go from first to last right there. He would fight his way all the way back for 7th. Just an incredible charge to salvage not only a heaping helping of championship points, but it would also get him to 2nd overall on the day with a 1st and a 7th as his moto scores. Heartbreak for so many others. Joey Savatgy with mechanical problems on his Kawasaki in this one. That matches the problems that his teammates Hill and Faulkner had in the first moto. As for Ferrandis, he got the early lead when Martin went off the track. He got around Osborne and pulled away, won it by 23 seconds, serving notice that all the speed everyone saw the Frenchman had in preseason testing, it is legit on actual race days as well. These are the overall results, and we count up all the points from both motos. Jeremy Martin came within 1 point of tying for the overall win, despite being last at 1 point in Moto 2. Let's go to Georgia.
Yes, Jeremy Martin definitely went for redemption after going down in that second moto, taking the first moto win, coming through the pack and having to push that hard. How much more did it take out of you?
Yeah, you know, it took quite a bit. You know, you're getting roosted. The track's a lot more rough, so you have to really work the bike to get in the corners, and I just can't thank the Geico Honda team enough. You know, I was pumped. You know, I got the whole shot again, and I really was wanting to do it for Nicky this weekend, you know, and contribute for him. I'm not going to spray my champagne bottle tonight, so this is for Nicky and his family, and I hope everything's all well. And, you know, I'd like to thank the HRC guys, and we look forward to next weekend in Colorado.
Congratulations, Jeremy Martin, there, 2nd overall in the motos. And the other side of me, Adam Cincerillo. Adam, wow, it was actually pretty warm here today at Glen Helen, but your fitness has just got better and better since the injuries you've had, and you've proved that today.
Yeah, it was a great day for me. Unfortunately, first moto fell on the start, had to come through the pack. Definitely used a lot of energy, but I felt good today. Like I said, to walk out of California, going into Colorado and the rest of the series with 2 top 5s. You know, you can't ask for too much more than that. So just, I mean, I'd like to thank my dad, Dr. Steve Navarro has helped me out a ton. Nick Way was helping me all day, helps me at all the races. He's a huge help for me. My mechanics, Brandon and the other Brandon, both of those guys, and yeah, just all the team, and had a lot of fun today.
Well, congratulations. Well done, 3rd in that second moto. Adam Cincerillo.
Well, he's probably happy. He's the only one of the 4 Pro Circuit riders that didn't have bike problems today, and as a result, he's 2nd in the series standings. Alex Martin, solid each weekend, is third, but the big difference is Osborne just stretched out the points lead a little bit more from what he had 1 week ago. We have a long way to go. He's going to have his problems too. No one's never going to be perfect in this class. Be right back.